Andrew Plitt here with andrewplitt.com. In this video, we are continuing to focus on the basics and the foundational principles of Standing Post Qigong. Let me know your level of experience with Standing Post Qigong or Zhan Zhuang Qigong down in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about the content in this video or previous videos in this series, please also put those in the comments below so that I can see what things are not being explained well, what things I need to focus on explaining a little bit better. So in the past videos, we've talked about what the feet should be doing and the focus that should be happening with the feet. That includes both where your weight should be distributed on the feet, what should be happening in the bubbling well, the fact that your feet should not have a rock outward or a rock inward, they should be directly aligned below the shin bones, and also the direction the feet should be facing when you're training. In this video, we're going to be talking a bit about the knees and how to keep your knees safe while you're practicing Standing Post Qigong and the correct place and position for your knees to be while you're practicing. So the good news is, if you were practicing the things from the previous videos really well and you've gotten those down, your knees should already be in a safe position. The way that correct weight distribution and focus in the feet and focus through the legs lines your body up, it should put your knees in a safe position. So if your knees are not in a safe position already from that, then something about what you're doing has not quite been correct to this point. So hopefully this video will help you find what that is and correct it. So of course, the very first thing that we want to always avoid when we're practicing Tai Chi or Standing Post Qigong is pushing the knees way out past the toes. So if you are standing, whether your toes are forward or in, and this is happening, so the knees are way out here and the toes are back here, that's a problem. Even if you're here and you're doing this sort of a thing, that's a problem too. Now what you'll notice is if you do that, your weight is completely in the balls of the feet. So if you shift your weight back so that it's right in front of the heels, see how that pulled my knees back from being out past my toes? So if your weight is correctly distributed, it should automatically keep your knees back behind your toes. If you're shifting your weight to the balls of the feet, it's going to be more likely that your knees are going to push out past your toes. So again, like I said, if you got the first few videos down, this shouldn't be a problem, but do double check to make sure that's not happening. Another problem with this is if the knees are forward, not only is it not safe for the knees, it builds up a ton of tension in the leg and teaches you to lock up joints to hold stability instead of standing in a way where the joints can move and are still relaxed but are still aligned properly and have good structure. So what we want to train is sort of free, relaxed, able to move joints that are well supported and well structured, not joints that are locked into place trying to maintain your upright structure. The next thing is something that we hinted in a previous video as well, is making sure that the knees are aligned with the toes, that there's no pushing out or pushing in. Now, again, if you are keeping your weight aligned here, and you're not rolling it out to the edge of the foot or rolling the ankle in so that the foot is more flat on the ground this way, if you're keeping that right in the middle here, your weight distribution, then that should keep your knee aligned here. But if you're rolling your weight out to the outside edge of the foot, it's more likely that your knee is going to push out. If you're rolling it in, it's more likely your knee is going to push in. So again, fixing what's going on with the feet should keep the knees safe. But be aware, do check the knees. Even if you think your feet are doing exactly what they should be doing, check the knees to make sure you don't have outward pressure going out or inward pressure going in. The other thing that you want to be sure that you do with the knees is not think of sitting the weight of the body on the knee and it just compressing there. You want expansion through the knees. You want it to feel like force or energy is going through that knee and it's filling the knee and expanding down the leg. So instead of me standing here and thinking about my body weight just sitting on the knee joint, what I want to think about, like we talked about in a previous video, is that energy coming from the lower belly down through the leg, and that through the leg causes expansion through the knee and expansion of the leg into the floor, rather than just like dead sticks for legs sitting there and I'm just setting my weight on it. So active expansion down through the knees and through the feet into the floor is also going to help support the knee and keep it more stable and a little more safe as you practice. Now, doing these things for your knees, making sure the alignment is correct, expanding through all of that, is not just important for keeping your knees safe now, but it builds awareness of what's happening with the knees so that you can keep your knees safe with other movements that you do. Again, we're not actively moving when we do Standing Post Qigong, we're just working on the intention and the structure that we want to maintain when we do other movements later and when we do Taiji training. So if you build that awareness of your knees and you really get used to structuring your lower body in a way that keeps them safe and allows them to correctly transmit the force from your lower belly down into the floor and draw energy up from the ground back to your lower belly, you're going to be much safer when you go into other movements in Taiji training. And You have to do movements where all kinds of change is happening through each joint. If you're used to keeping the correct alignment, standing still, it's going to be easier to find errors in your alignment when you start moving. And if you have no interest in practicing Tai Chi, that's fine also, because if you can find the errors in your structure standing still, then when you're walking around about your daily life, you're going to be more aware of what the lower body's doing and how it's supporting the frame of the rest of your body. And so that's going to be useful in maintaining balance and in moving safely regardless of the activity that you're doing. That's really all we're going to cover in this video regarding the knees. Again, keep your knees safe behind the toes. Don't push them in, don't push them out. Keep them aligned with the toes. If the leg turns, it's turning from the hip. It's never the foot moving by itself and the knee being torqued in some weird direction or buckled in or buckled out. I know I've said that a bunch of times already in this video, but it's really important. You really want to keep your knees safe. You only have one pair of knees. You really want to keep those working for the rest of your life. So do be careful with them. Pay attention to the things we talked about in this video. And for your homework for this video, I would encourage you to continue doing what you're doing, but pay a little bit more attention to the knees. Make sure, check in with them frequently. So maybe while you're standing like this, do 10 breaths and then see, are my knees still doing okay? Did they start to push in? Did they start to push out because my IT bands are tight? What are they doing down here? Check in with your knees. Check in with every aspect of what we're doing, the rotation, expansion down through the leg, the upward intention drawing up and suction cupping to the floor at the bubbling well. All of that, check in with it. And then if everything's good, go back and just kind of relax, maintain that intention through the legs, do another 10 breaths, and then bring your awareness back, very focused on how are my knees doing, how are my hips doing, how are all of the aspects of my body that we've talked about so far, am I still maintaining the correct alignment, structure, and intention in these parts of my body? And after you've done that a lot, and you feel like everything falls into place quite naturally, and you don't have to worry about checking in as much because every time you check in, things are where they're supposed to be, then move on to the next video in this series. I do hope this video was very useful for you. I hope it's really helping you understand kind of what's going on with your body when you're practicing Standing Post Qigong. I hope it's helping you elevate your training to another level, and I do hope that you are enjoying these videos. If you did get something out of this video, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also become a supporting member to this channel to help ensure that more videos like this will be made available in the future. If you do have any questions about anything we talked about in this video or previous videos in this series, please put them in the comments below. Stay safe and healthy out there, and as always, thank you for watching.